Alright, last video, and we're on problem number 15, which describes the quadrilateral with vertices w, negative 3, 1, x, 2, 2, y, 3, 7, and z at negative 2, 6. So the first thing that you have to do is graph the shape. You want to see what the shape looks like on the coordinate plane. So graph the shape. Okay? Alright, so w is at negative 3, 1, so I'll go to the left 3 and up 1. X is at 2, 2, so I'll go to the right 2 and up 2. Y is at 3, 7, so I'll go to the right 3 and up 7. And Z is at negative 2, 6, so I go to the left 2 and all the way up to 6. I connect the points to make a shape. Okay, and now let's examine our shape. It looks like I have a parallelogram or a rhombus or rectangle, but I have to do some tests in order to make sure. I have to be sure about my answer. And the only way that you can do that is by either using the slope formula to see if you have parallel or perpendicular lines, 90-degree angles, or you can do the distance formula to see what the side lengths are, and that could also help you determine what shape you have. So first I'm going to look at my answer choices. I don't think I have a trapezoid because trapezoids do not have parallel lines, and it looks like these lines could be parallel. Doesn't look like I have a kite because, again, they don't have parallel lines. And on a kite, two sets of the sides, they're different lengths, and these side lengths look like they're all equal. So I'm going to focus on rhombus and rectangle. Now, what do I know about a rhombus? Because this looks like more like a rhombus to me than a rectangle. I know that a rhombus has two sets of parallel sides. Okay, so now I'm going to find the slopes of these sides and see if they're parallel. If they're parallel, they will have the same slope. And if they are, then it's going to be a rhombus. So I'm going to start with the slope of WZ. So I'll find the slope of WZ. W is at negative 3, 1. Z is at negative 2, 6. Okay, I'll plug it into my slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is my x1, this is y1, this is my x2, this is my y2. Okay, y2 is 6, so that's 6 minus y1, which is 1, over my x2, which is negative 2, minus my x1, which is negative 3. So that's negative 2 minus a negative 3, which makes it negative 2 plus 3. 6 minus 1 is 5. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. So my slope here is 5 over 1, or just 5. So WZ, the slope is 5. Alright, so I'm going to move my paper down some. And now I'm going to find the slope of XY because that's the side that would be parallel to WZ, and that's the side that I need to check. So XY, X is at 2, 2. Y is at 3, 7. My slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Label my points. This is x1, this is y1, x2, y2. And now you have to plug in y2. So y2 minus y1 is 7 minus 2. And x2 minus x1 is 3 minus 2. Okay, so 7 minus 2 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 5 over 1 is just 5. So we have the slope of xy is equal to 5 as well. So here we have a slope equaling 5. Here we have another slope equaling 5, so that means that they are parallel. So equal slopes Alright, so that makes it a rhombus. Alright, so if you guys have any questions about this example, then post it below the video. I'm going to go on to number 12. Okay, so number 12 says the vertices of triangle XYZ are located at 3, 5, 0, 5, and 7, 12, which best describes the triangle. So we'll go ahead and clarify. This is X, this is Y, this is Z. I'm going to plot the points because the first step is to graph. Okay, so I'm going to graph 3, 5, go to the right 3, and up 5, and that's my X point. Now 0, 5, stay here at the origin, and then go up 5, that's going to be my Y. And then 7, 12, I'm going to go to the right 7, and all the way up to 12, that's my Z. Then connect the points, okay, and examine your shape. So it looks to me like I have a scaling triangle. I know that this side down here, this YZ, is not going to be equal to XZ or YZ, okay? They're not going to be equal to each other. It's way too short. So I'm not going to have an isosceles. I know I don't have an equilateral because I can already see a side that is not equal. And I don't have a right angle. So the only one left is scaling. Okay, so if you have any questions about the examples, please leave them either on Edmodo or on YouTube, and I will do my best to answer each and every one. Please come with your notes complete tomorrow, so that we can go ahead and go on to the next thing in order to prepare for our test on Friday. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.